And they say, oh, you shouldn't have gotten that letter. The letter you should have gotten is saying, because of the year your license was issued, um, there was a missing data or blah, 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 blah for those specific years. But again, mine have been renewed since then. Um, that, we just don't have any information that validates whether or not you're a citizen. And, again, just putting this all into context, like, uh, and I can't speak to the absolute validity of it, but it sounds pretty credible. I've heard a lot of credible, what I would consider credible reporting on what was happening in Georgia with this voter challenge, they call True the Vote movement and things like that, where private citizens were able to say, well, my neighbor who I know doesn't vote the way I want, I'm going to make an allegation that they're not a U.S. citizen. And then it was the onus of that voter to prove that they were. So, I mean, this is what changed my opinion, because I'm a lifelong Democrat, but I've been very much on further on the left than the mainstream. I've always been, a follower of Bernie Sanders, for instance. I voted for him in the primaries every time. And like, he was always against voter ID laws. I'm like, well, what's the big deal? I mean, you need an ID to buy a beer. Who cares? But now I get it, because any of these laws do make it more difficult for citizens to vote, because there's more loopholes, there's more, ways to kind of purge the rolls without, uh, essentially getting fewer people to participate in democracy. I mean, and that does seem to be the ultimate goal behind these voter ID laws. And I say that because there's nowhere in this country where anyone has proved to me or to anyone I believe who's looking at all the facts objectively, and this includes federal judges appointed by Donald Trump, that there's anything even close to a voter fraud on the level that would have affected a single outcome of a single election. So all this energy spent behind voter fraud and voter purging, blah, 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 it's all much ado about nothing, because there's zero evidence
Right.
that that we have a massive voter fraud problem in this country.